Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here. Today we're looking at Ribbit by Frank Thorne, issue 1 of 4 from Comico, the comic book company that came out in 1989. Check out this gorgeous cover. Frank Thorne, largely known for his contribution to Red Sonja. Cannot wait to share it with you. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button and let's get right into it. This cover is so gorgeous. I love it. I've always been a fan of Red Sonja. I remember being completely enthralled by this Red Sonja art, and always, my brother loved Conan. I loved Red Sonja. I was a huge Comico fan, mostly due to Elementals and Gumby and Grendel and Ginger Fox. I think are the main titles I read. I tried to get as much as Comico as I possibly could. And I don't know how I missed the boat on Ribbit. It definitely is something that would have spoke to me at the time, given the skateboard, the fact that it's like a female protagonist, arguably predating the bad girl era. I'm sure there was many a bad girl artist influenced by Frank Thorne, if not this actual Ribbit. Love that she's on a skateboard. Love the tank in the background. The composition of this color is gorgeous. Frank Thorne is doing everything nuts and bolts, writing, penciling, inking, and coloring. It's gorgeous. It looks like heavy metal. It looks like Peacock Russell. It looks like William Michael Kaluta. It looks like Mobius. It is so grand in scope. I did a dive into some Red Sonja, and the art is just staggering. His work is just beautiful. So this, he didn't write Red Sonja. He did it with like Roy Thomas, but I think he had like large contributions to the storytelling and whatnot. But this is fun. I love how that looks like Kiss and Gene Simmons. This takes place in a fantasy world. The battle between science and magic is happening. It's very Red Sonja, kind of meets Mad Max in a lot of ways. We have kind of our main guy here, Thog, and he's an unlikely hero, I will tell you that. He looks like demented. He looks almost like the Toxic Avenger with like this creepy, like crooked eye deformity. We got this sort of evil sorceress queen action happening. I love the beautiful whole overall aesthetic. I love this opening page. Low key gonna steal this for my next project. But I feel it sort of like predates Image Comics, how they always had like the black and white credit page. You can see the Red Sonja. I mean, clearly her costume looks influenced by Red Sonja. I love it so much. Very beautiful pen work. The amount of talent and skill, concept, and the layout, this sort of Art Nouveau, Alphonse Mucha collage kind of design is beautiful. And I love the hand lettering. Like, his lettering is gorgeous. You know, he had the luck and unprecedented opportunity to be the penciler, inker, letterer, and colorist on Red Sonja as well. And that book is gorgeous, staggering, beautiful. I mean, there's so much mastery in a panel like this. You know, it reminds me of like what you would see in like a Flash Gordon comic strip, or like Terry and the Pirates, when apparently those artists were very competitive because the comic strips paid well and you kind of wanted a comic strip gig. This is world building at its finest. It is deep. It's so much fun. It feels very much like a Conan or a classic like Flash Gordon story. Flash Gordon, I feel like, is kind of a good analogy as well, because you're getting like the science fiction, but kind of like the old school elements. I mean, doesn't she have like sorcery, Ming the Merciless? I mean, kind of design. I love a bird's eye view panel of this. You know, he's just such a master of his craft. They're creating like this sort of I forget what her exact purpose is, but he's going to be the overseer. She's going to be kind of like a protector. He suggests a huge monster, and she's like, no, we're going to flip the script and go with a warrior woman. And he's like, do I have my fantasy woman, and she really is a fantasy woman. And this really is like such a great precursor for bad girl craze and the bad girl era. Like, it's just like fun and tongue in cheek. I mean, everyone's very scantily clad, so it's got that going on. But I feel like while it's very Conan and Flash Gordon, maybe more Flash Gordon movie, and the fact that I feel that there's this undeniable element of camp here. Like, she's fun and kooky. She's this really fantasy woman that he creates, and he has this sidekick Ribbit, who's like this lizard creature who's like, you know, his familiar or totally bonded to him or whatever. And they're creating this fantasy woman, and they need some tissue, and like basically his familiar sacrifices himself, which is horrifying and sad, but kind of amazing at the same time, because she melts to become this Ribbit who he's gonna like mold and meld, not only to be his mate, which is a little creepy, but also his like ultimate warrior woman at the same time. I mean, it's so crazy. Kind of dense with the words here. You know, with my ADD and my retrained brain to read modern comics that take like 5 minutes. You know, I have been doing a lot of older comics and slowing the pace down and really just enjoying this, because while it is very verbose, I feel like it's not like a waste of words. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he's just as adept a writer. I feel like he easily could have wrote Red Sonja, although those Roy Thomas stories were off the chain. So, but maybe that was a great, you know, training boot camp for this Ribbit. So good. Like, nobody mentions Ribbit, and I don't know, does Frank Thorne get enough love? He should, because his work is stunning, beautiful, amazing. I love the design of this character. I can't help but be reminded a little bit of Starfire with the kind of weird, unique hair here. And then, I mean, she just gets on a skateboard. They're on skateboards. I mean, it's kind of just like nonstop and fun. The narrative is so fun. It's just all these twists and turns. You never know where it's going to go, and it just keeps going. And it's just like the ultimate comic thrill ride. And I just love it so much. Like, panels like this are just so great. Like her pulling, you know, the grenade tab out with her teeth, and just like, she's slowly learning English. You know what I mean? She doesn't really know how to talk, but she's in full on combat using weapons and everything, which is great, right? It's kind of like the, no pun intended, splash, like fish out of water situation as well, which feels fitting for the 80s. This is 1989, so it does, is still the 80s, and kind of that fun, like, campy, but like, come on, like, how great is this? This panel is amazing. This negative space, this beautiful pen work. You know, there's almost like a Joe Kubert-esque finish sometimes, like in these creatures here with these, I don't know, do they have dickheads? But I love them. It's just the same. What a great design. This is fun. This looks so like modern and fresh, yet retro in the best way possible. Like, almost Tank Girl vibes. I mean, are you living for this? This is so great. See what I mean about the Joe Kubert? Like, that's a Joe Kubert face if I ever saw one. And while I've loved Red Sonja since I first laid eyes on her as a wee lad, I have never had kind of the appreciation I have for her now, having revisited the art and the gorgeous art of Frank Thorne here. Oh my God, my new hero. I love this art so much. I hope to God that there is a artist edition available somewhere of his work, because I need to see that like yesterday. I love all the design work. I love the way this character moves through the story. I love that she's all green, you know, her costume is green as well. It's kind of weird to have like an all monochromatic character like that. These missiles, I mean, This is so good, but dense at the same time. Like I said, it's almost like storyboards for a movie rather than a comic book. And in a way, that's good. But in a way, I wish he'd kind of open up and like just really, blow up the art and the pages and stuff. Maybe he will as the series progresses. I was just wanting to check out the first issue to make sure, and I really am sad I didn't get a lot. So if you all want to see me cover issue 2, please let me know in the comments and also what you think of this amazing comic. If you're aware of it, if you loved it when it came out, if you found it later, if you love Red Sonja, I'm definitely going to look for some vintage Red Sonja to cover because that is truly gorgeous. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. So much fun. Ribbit from Comico, the comic book company, 1989. Ribbit by Frank Thorne, so amazing, 1 of 4. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button, and I will bring you more soon.